The opening race of the season. F4 Belgium. Wika goes to the fastest to the top with a 142.5. It's clear, and there comes Leonard to be 1/4 faster than him. 6 minutes on the clock. Timmy goes to P2, only 400s behind it. Very close. Lap has not set a lap time yet. Like Sweat Barnes, Richie, but he is retired.
The race with the fewest entries saw only 6 cars line up on the grid. This was the infamous 2005 US Grand Prix, which saw 14 cars pulled out of the race due to tyre safety concerns. The Nürburgring is the only F1 track to have hosted 3 different races: the German Grand Prix, European Grand Prix, and Luxembourg.
Drivers in the pits right now, getting ready for their final run. To go this session, Hotlaps. One racer is on a flying lap, going a bit too wide there. final corner. Can he improve his lap time? Can by quarter of a second, but no positions gained. Still P8. Validated. Just one lap left. Out of the final corner, can he improve his lap time? He goes up at the P6 with a 144.1. Going purple in the first sector. Does have someone ahead of him. Might get held up in... Wait. Barely on time. Might have cost him time, almost invalidates there. Going a bit wide through Poolon. What does he do in sector 2? Lost a little bit of time. Only 800ths up on his time. So he might not gain a position there. Gals is retired. Thanks. Points for Langer. It's F here. Beetje laat voor je. Dat is al over. Timmy doesn't improve either. At all. Looks like Gracious Bear is improving. 7 tenths. And Sweat Barnes goes to P4 with his only timed lap with a 42.5. And is now improving in the second sector with 600s. Red Bulls. Round. Across the line, where's he gonna put it? B4. 42.3, barely behind Wika and the Mercedes. And so goes even faster with a 41.9, and he is on pole position here at Spa by good 2 tenths to McTimmy in the Williams and Wika in the Mercedes. So that was qualifying. And driver set a lap time. That was retired. There we go. Final classification of qualifying. Leonard in the Red Bull on pole position ahead of McTimmy and Wika. And it's Gracious Bear, Sweat Barnes, Torpy, Dino, Blip, F1 Racer, Damon Collin to round out the top 10. And we get ready for the main race. Who's gonna win the first race of this season? Looking pretty cloudy. No weather's forecast is like.
The record for the most cars in an F1 race was achieved at the 1953 German Grand Prix with 34 cars. The race with the fewest entries saw only 6 cars line up on the grid. This was the infamous 2005 US Grand Prix, which saw 14 cars pulled out of the race due to tyre safety concerns. The 2019 Chinese GP was F1's 1000th official championship race. We continue with the round 20.
5 red lights are on and out immediately. McTimmy has a brilliant start. Leonard has a terrible start, losing multiple positions. McTimmy takes the lead, but I have to invite 2 drivers, so sorry for that. Anyway, McTimmy in the lead. Let's go almost 3 wide, 2-2 into Lecombe, and Wicca takes the lead. Gracious Bear going off the track, and there's contact, and Timmy has spun around. Timmy has been spun around by the Alfa Romeo, and he drops down all the way down to last place. Ram on the opening lap. Wicca has taken the lead. Portland's clear of Gracious Bear and Swap Barnes in P3. Clippers made up 4 places to P4. Yellow flags behind. But McTimmy going back to overtake. Just as he got spun around, he got an illegal overtake. Makes sense. Here's the top 3 very close to each other. Wicca doesn't have very low wings, it seems. Now what is going on? Right, so it seems like some drivers have issues and they can't drive, so we're gonna have to restart this race. Wait. So everyone, retire and we'll go back to the lobby. And then we'll restart, because some can't drive. To restart, just retire the car, please. To restart. Please just retire. Guys, retire from the race, please. I don't think these guys know that we're restarting this race. I think I'm gonna have to make a new lobby then. New lobby. Hopefully it won't glitch this time. So please retire. I'm gonna send new invites for a new lobby. Once again, lobby glitching out. Not really a surprise anymore. Alright. See. Yep. Heel vermoeiend. Kutspel. All right. Let's go ready. Try again. Please, just... I don't want to do this again.
United Kingdom has achieved more World Drivers' Championships than any other country, over a quarter of which were won by Lewis
Wait, here we are again.
Hamilton. Never won a race
Attempt number 2.
3 attempts, the highest of any team of Formula One history. They came close 5 times:
Hope
1978, 1980,
that it doesn't glitch out again.
1997. I'm not superstitious, but in the long and fruitful history of F1, no one with the surname
All we can do
can win in a
is
world
pray.
title. For example, Graham Hill, Damon Hill, and Phil Hill are all previous world championship winners. Present since the very start of the sport, Ferrari takes the number 1 spot for almost all.
Still waiting.
It's the team with the most world championships won, most Grand Prix wins, most pole positions, and most race entries. 2019 Chinese GP was F1's
Just waiting.
official championship race. If we continue with around 20 to 24 races a year, we can expect the 2000 GP to happen around the year 2064. It's almost a given that the drivers on the grid today were kart racing as children, as they could enter the sport with as much experience as possible. It hasn't always been like that though. In the 1950s, the average age of the drivers was 39, with 3 over the age of 50.
Finally gonna go racing.
The record for the most cars in an F1 race was achieved at the 1953 German Grand Prix, 34 cars.
We are for attempt number 2. Let's try it again. 5 red lights are on. And they're out. And it is Leonard with a beautiful start. Unlike last time, so at least he doesn't have that glitch right now. Timmy in P2 ahead of Gracious Bear moves up to P3. Just ahead of the Alfa Romeo. Followed by Torpy, Blip and Richie. All going safe on the first lap. No accidents yet, no yellow flags at all. Leonard leads ahead of McTimmy. Is he gonna defend the inside line? He isn't, but he breaks just that much later. Ooh, Spec Barnes is losing it out of the combo. Still, clean getaway. It's like right behind Torpy. Right here. There's the guys moving up to P9 from last on the grid. Getting past the Ferrari. There's the Gracious Bear going to the inside of McTimmy and he is up into P2. It's a Red Bull 1-2 right now. And we see a yellow flag, first yellow flag of the day, and it's the Haas with Blip and Dino have collided. And they're both off. Both have damage. And there is a virtual safety car. There is. So not completely a clean first lap. As the Ferrari and the Haas come together. Stavolo. And yeah, they're both gonna have to pit for a new front wing. Got a virtual safety car. And we go green again. With the 2 Red Bulls out in front. followed by McTimmie and Williams. Mercedes and Williams already having a penalty. Both having a drive-through penalty, so they, at the end of the virtual safety car, just a little bit up on their delta. And that's very unfortunate. Massive amounts of time. I have to serve that within the next 3 laps. JSR right behind his team and gonna try to go around the outside of Blanchimont. The 2 rebels going wheel to wheel. Now into the bus stop chicane. JSR is gonna go to the inside. He is not, he stays behind for the moment. Williams also right behind now, as is the Alfa Romeo. 4-way fight for the lead right now. Barnes set the faster lap on the medium compound tires. McTimmie gonna go to the inside. Thinks the better of it. Top 3 are on softs, and JSR and Torpy both on medium tires, and they're hanging on pretty nicely. So Leonard right now is 1.1 second lead, JSR, so he managed to pull off quite the gap, and McTimmie goes into the wall on the exit. Too early on the throttle and into the wall, and he has, you know, got front wing damage. He's gonna have to pit, and he just bottled it out of the corner. Just in sector 3. And now he's down to P6 with front wing damage. He's gonna have to pit. Chances of the podium very low right now is Mercedes. Gijs going to the pits. Yeah, of course he has the drive-through penalty. Richie goes on for another lap. Quite a chaotic start here. JSR has managed to keep it within 1 second now, so he will have the DRS. But Barnes doesn't, and he also has no ERS to play with. Rebel start in front, and Leonard made a massive mistake. JSR takes the lead. On the exit, Leonard had a massive snap of oversteer. That's cost him the lead. JSR says thank you very much. 2 teammates still close together. Saw this 2 laps ago. He's gonna go for the move on the outside, the inside. He is gonna wait behind for the DRS on Camel Straight, probably. Try and re-overtake his teammate after he made a costly mistake. The Alfa Romeo Sweat Barnes has a 3-second time penalty already for track limits. That is very early. Lap 5 already. He's going for the DRS, he's gonna go for the move, it's not very close, not close enough it looks like. Torpy is very close to the Alfa Romeo. So, yet again a 4-way fight for the lead. 11-second gap to Richie, who still hasn't served his drive. Oh, he hasn't done the drive-through penalty. A regular track limit penalty. Whoa, out of shape! Clutch wheels almost going into the barrier, but managed to keep it out of the barrier. Well done to save it. Come away with no damage. That was a very close call for the Mercedes. Still out in front here on lap 5. Both on the soft compound tire. Everyone behind them on the mediums. As long as Swap Barnes and Torpy keep within a second of the Red Bulls, they will have an advantage later. Is Leonard gonna go for the move? Torpy is gonna go for the move. He blasts past the Alfa Romeo with the help of DRS and almost catches the Red Bull as well. So Torpy definitely running with low wings compared to the rest. He is up into P3. Very quick on that medium tire right now. Very close to top 4, all within 8/10 of each other. Lap 6 of this race, still 16 laps to go, a long way to go. Anything can still happen. Bennett is closing in again on his teammate. The bus stop chicane. Late braking from Torpy, maybe mid too late, but managed to get the car stopped. Well done to him. Bennett now has the DRS into turn 1 the source. Gonna have DRS again on Camel Straight. And this time he might be able to go for a move, because he's that much closer to his teammate. A couple tenths separated two Red Bull drivers. Bit of a moment in Eau Rouge, but he's definitely gonna go for it this time. He opens the DRS. There he goes to the left hand side of the track. He's gonna have to go the long way around the outside. Gonna have to go 3 wide into Lecombe. Somehow they come away unscathed. Torpy is now trying to go to the inside, but that doesn't work. But Leonard takes the lead on lap 7. Almost going 3 wide. Very close stop on Camel Straight. A bit like we saw in real life in 2018 on the opening lap. He has that much more straight line speed compared to the rest. That does mean that he loses some time in the corners. So, a change of lead. Two Red Bulls have swapped places. Will it stay this way? I don't think so. As well swap every single lap. This time it's Gracious Bear who is very close to his teammate. This time he will have the double DRS. And he might go for the move on Camel Straight. And look at the Aston Martin, he's also very close. He's gonna try again. Barnes almost out of the DRS range. 5/10 is the gap from Leonard to Gracious Bear. Torpy another 3/10 behind. It's so close coming up to the hill, and Gracious Bear is going to go for the move on the outside line. Torpy is going to go to the inside, almost onto the grass. The 3 rest is Torpy going to go for the double move into the combo. So close. The Gracious Bear hangs on to first place. Behind him, Torpy on the inside, Leonard on the outside. Still going at it. Torpy almost losing it on the exit. Down the inside of Bruxelles. And Torpy managed to hold on to second place. Or does he? Because Leonard is trying to go around the outside. Almost gets squeezed into the wall. It's so close between these two. Into Poon. And still Leonard is trying to go around the outside. But it goes off track this time. And he's going to have to give that position away. Now the Alfa Romeo is looking very close. Incredible racing here around Spa. And Gracious Bear, he might have a 1.5 second lead. Yes, he does. So Torpy is not within DRS anymore. Leonard is within 3/10, but Torpy has that almighty straight line speed. Gap goes from 1 to 1.5 down to 1.0. And under braking for the bus of chicane, Gracious Bear going a bit too deep. And Torpy now does have the DRS again as Leonard is going into the pit lane. He's gonna try to go for the undercut. Here on lap 8/9. Gonna go onto the medium compound tire, I reckon. His teammate staying out for another lap. Gonna have to deal with the Aston Martin on the straight again. Torpy is so fast on the straight. Gap is down to 3/10 and he's gonna blast past him on the straight, I reckon. Opens the DRS. You're gonna have to go to the inside. It's a pretty easy overtake. And the Aston Martin is up into P1. Gracious Bear is the guy trying to go around the outside here. Is there enough room? There is. Torpy leaving just enough space. But he's gonna have to get the inside line of this corner, and that means that he is able to hang on to this lead. He obviously loses a bit of time compared to the rest. He's running. Gone too wide there and might get a warning. So, Gracious Bear probably gonna pit this lap. Looks like he's struggling with the tires right now. Where is he gonna come out compared to his teammate Leonard, who pit a lap earlier? That is the question. Barnes not able to stay within the DRS of Gracious Bear, and yes, he is gonna pull to the right into the pit lane. Make sure to not hit the wall. Almost does it there in the pit lane. And Sweat Barnes also going into the pit lane from the medium compound tire. That is very interesting. On what tire is he gonna go on? Is he gonna do 12 laps on soft, or is he gonna do 12 laps on hards? It is gonna be the hard compound tire. So different strategies here. Sweat Barnes going from mediums to hards. Doesn't have the confidence in the soft tire, it seems. And Leonard is, well, easily jumped Gracious Bear by a whole 2 seconds. So the undercut is very powerful around Spa. What Torpy now has to do is just push on these medium compound tires. Or he could go long and maybe go onto the softs later on this race. Unlike the Alfa Romeo, who went onto the hard compound tire. Gracious Bear is struggling to get that mediums up to temperature. Barnes struggling a bit less, even though the harder compound tire usually much harder to warm up. That doesn't seem to be the case with the Alfa Romeo driver though. 2.3 seconds between the two Red Bulls. That's the time that Leonard has gained with the undercut. It was only 1 lap difference, and he gained that much time. Got a yellow flag, and it looks like, yes, it's the Haas of Blip who has gone off track just after the Lecombe chicane. Still all 11 drivers in competition. And there's Torpy into the pit lane, and he is also going to go into the hard compound tire. So while the two Red Bulls go from soft to medium, both Sweat Barnes and Torpy going from medium to hard. Torpy, where's he going to come out? Just in between Gracious Bear and Sweat Barnes, but Sweat Barnes is going to have the fresher, warmer tires. I reckon he's gonna have to go at him on the straight as Dexov has retired, and there is a virtual safety car. Virtual safety car as the Williams driver has crashed near Blanchimont on the back straight. I wonder what happened there, and it's a full safety car. So that is very unfortunate for Torpy, who has just pitted. Blip is gonna go into the pit lane. I wonder if one of the leading drivers is gonna go into the pit lane. Could you go onto soft tires to the end of this race? The Red Bulls did, what is this, 9-10 laps on those tires, so it might be possible. Who is gonna pit and who is not gonna pit? Two Red Bulls staying out. Torpy is gonna go into the pit lane. He has just pitted and he's gonna pit again. What tires is he gonna go onto? Does he have another set of mediums, or is he go onto a fresh set of soft tires? And yeah, it's the Red Bull tires. So softs onto the Aston Martin. Clutch also into the pit lane, going onto the hard compound tires. That's an interesting choice. And McTimmy also in the pit lane, going from the hard tires to the mediums. So 3 separate tires are being used for these final 10 laps. Also the Lino into the pits onto the medium compound tires, it seems. Yes. So basically everyone on pretty fresh tires. Leonard with the oldest tires, only 3 laps old. So gonna be very interesting with 10 laps to go. Safety car might stay out for just another lap because Jas is not close to the pack at all. Might take some time to catch up. Another neutralization of this race. We had a virtual safety car earlier. Now it's a full safety car. Everyone is gonna catch up back to the field. Gonna do safety car restart. I think next lap, because Lip is nowhere near the back yet. I don't need another lap to catch up. And that's alright. especially for Torpy. That means that his soft tires will last a lap longer. For a safety car you don't get as much tire wear as you do on a normal racing lap. Kerfuffle here in the final corner. Diaz has finally caught up to the pack, and that will probably mean that we will go racing at the end of this lap. Just has to make sure he doesn't drive into the back of the Ferrari there. He managed that. We're getting ready to restart this race. 9 laps to go when we cross the line. Drivers trying to warm up their tires as much as they can. It's gonna be 2 ripples who can decide. Eat the safety car restarts. Specifically Leonard. Yes, yep, there's the confirmation. Safety car in this lap. And will lead the field. No overtaking allowed until the green flags over the finish line. Leonard has to make sure he doesn't go beneath 70 kilometers an hour, and there he goes. Very early, before the bus stop chicane. And he's done that pretty nicely. Bit sliding coming out of the final corner though. And their race is back on the way. With 9 laps to go for the opening round of the Formula 4 season. Is Gracious Bear immediately gonna go for a move? Closing in rapidly, so he might as well. There he goes up the hill onto Camel Straight. Is he gonna go to the inside? He's trying to go to the inside. No DRS just yet. The 2 rebels going wheel to wheel into the combe. Gracious Bear braking so much later, and he goes down the inside. And he is up at the P1. Ooh, slight contact between the 2 rebel drivers. On the exit, Gracious Bear still on the lead. There goes Torpy trying to go round down the inside of Sweat Barnes on the soft compound tire, of course. And he easily gets past the Alfa Romeo. And he's up at the P3. Now, right at the back of Leonard, who has lost the place to his teammate at the safety car restart. And he's now on the threat from the Aston Martin behind as well. Group 1. So much more speed in the Aston Martin. With the softer rubber beneath. Gracious Bear leading this race out of Leonard and Torpy and Sweat Barnes. Struggling to hang on to this leading pack. Torpy closing in once again on the Red Bulls. Is he gonna go for a move? He thinks the better of it. Just waiting patiently. 8 more laps to go. No need to rush. He knows he has the fastest man on track. Has the best tires. Gracious Bear, couple of tenths ahead of his teammate. Torpy right behind Leonard through O'Roos and Radion. Up the hill now. Is Leonard gonna go for a move? Is Torpy gonna go for a double move? We've seen this 3 times already this race. Torpy onto the grass to get past the Red Bull drivers. Is he going for a double move? Gracious Bear on the outside, Torpy on the inside, side by side, wheel to wheel. The 2 Rebels now going side by side, and Torpy takes the lead. The 2 Rebels now going wheel to wheel. Gracious Bear and Leonard side by side. Into the hairpin-ish corner. Gracious Bear hangs on to second place. Torpy now in the lead. Brilliant racing this race. Can Torpy now extend this gap on these soft tires? DRS will be enabled next lap, of course. So he has to extend his gap to over a second. Gracious Bear got a 3-second time penalty. That's gonna cost him because his teammate doesn't and he's right behind him. 6 tenths is the gap. Make that 5 tenths. Gracious Bear deploying his ERS, trying to stay within the 1 second of the Aston Martin. He does. Torpy not the best exit. Through the bus stop chicane. DRS now enabled. Sweb Barnes has managed to catch up back. In a couple of tenths on these hard compound tires. So 8 tenths is the gap, so Gracious Bear will not be able to go for a move. But he does have DRS, which means he can probably defend against his teammate. And recharge the battery probably. Both have DRS, just like the Alfa Romeo behind. There's Blip up at the P5, he started his safety car restart and P10 is gained 5 positions already. He is on an absolute charge. Got past Clutrials in the Mercedes. His teammate, Gijs, is right behind him. Also, the Ferrari is right behind him. Timmy a couple of seconds behind is Gracious Bear. Gracious Bear has spun! Gracious Bear has spun in Pouon! Has he made contact with his teammate? Or did he spin on his own? I didn't see what happened. But he drops it all the way down to P8 and all the good work he done in this race just becomes undone. In a split second there. What a shame for Gracious Bear. Was en route to a podium finish here. But he spun. Might have hit the curb on the inside or he got tapped by his teammate from behind. Anyway, Torpy now has a 1.3 second lead to Leonard. And with his straight line speed, the gap is only growing. Getting another 5 tenths out of the final corner. Just shows the advantage of the soft compound tire compared to the mediums. But acceleration, soft is that much quicker. Now the Alfa Romeo Sweb Barnes has DRS on Leonard Verhoeven. He does have a 3-second time penalty though. And he's also on the hard compound tires. The 2 Mercedes swap places. Guys up into P5. After all that, Blip is moved up to P4. He was complaining that in the previous race he was leading and now he's down. Was down to P11 with a safety car restart. I don't think he will complain now because he's up to P4. Looking for some many points. As Clutrials loses another position, all out of shape on the exit. It's not the first time we've seen that this race. At that moment early in this race he almost went to the barrier. Managed to keep it out of it. Gracious Bear pushing for what he's worth. To regain those positions, pushing a bit too much there on the curb. Maybe a bit of anger. Frustration behind the wheel. Best to keep it cool and push on, because there are still plenty of positions to gain. They're all pretty close here. P4 is probably still on the cards. The driver was very much in contention of the race win early this race. Torpy maintaining that gap over 1 second, making sure Langer does not have the DRS. You can see the light flashing behind in the rear of the Red Bull means he does not have ERS as well. Gracious Bear lost another position to McTimmy actually. He's losing positions instead of gaining. Absolutely not what he needs right now. Right underneath the wing of that Williams. Into the comp. So close. There's slight contact. The exit. More contact there. McTimmy loses the position because of that. The cleanest move there. Not giving each other an inch at all. McTimmy and Gracious Bear. Once has massively fallen off. He was within a second a couple of laps ago of Leonard, but that gap has grown to over 2 seconds. Going wide there as well. Struggling to find grip on these hards. Also has that 6-second time penalty, but fortunately that won't lose him a place because Blip has also a 6-second time penalty, but he will lose 2 positions if the gap stays the same. Because Gijs has 3 seconds time penalty in a Ferrari. Doesn't have a penalty. So, fair play to him. Team Gracious Bear once again going at it. Not giving each other an inch there on track. Fighting each other instead of going forward in this race. Gracious Bear to the inside. With the dive bomb. Is McTimmy gonna go for the switchback? He is. He has a much better exit there. Gracious Bear is gonna have to slot in behind. Probably doesn't mind because he now will have the DRS. And will easily be able to pass the Williams. Probably doesn't have ERS. Oh, and a slight contact and they both go off. They crash on the straight. Gracious Bear hits the back of the Williams and they both hit the wall. And Gracious Bear has lost his front wing and his race is pretty much over and he retires it on track. Very disappointing after what looked like was a promising race. Oh, and Blip getting another penalty. That's gonna cost him at the end of this race. Meanwhile, Leonard is within a second of Torpy. This race fight for the win is not over yet. Of tires falling off a bit. Extends the gap. With no ERS. Can drain the battery. No penalties either for either of them. Leonard will have DRS on Camel Straight and he will gain much time with that on the exit, also gaining another 10th. He wants that win, they both want that win, with 3 laps to go in this race. It's been an absolute pleasure to watch. With some brilliant racing. They're not closing in and closing in through the corners. 3 tenths is the gap now. gonna go to the wire on the final lap or the penultimate lap. This is it. Three-second time penalty for Gijs. Was gonna lose the position anyway to the Ferrari. Blip is gonna lose 2 positions. Maybe even 3. Dutch can stay within 6 seconds. And he's currently seconds only, so... Oh, that's wrong. 5 seconds, so he's still within that gap. Torpedo, 6 tenths now to Leonard. Both charting some ERS probably for that final lap. Or is Leonard gonna go for it this lap already on the Camel Straight? Probably want to be behind one another on the final lap. So if I were him, I would just charge up all the ERS and use it on the final lap to go for the move. Timmy gets past Clutch Reals. He is up to P7. Might not be for long because the Mercedes will have DRS. Uphill onto the Camel Straight. Even pushing onto the grass there. Defensive driving from the Williams, bit too much. Not leaving space at all to them for the Mercedes. That's what you don't like to see. He has kind of got a reputation already of dangerous sometimes. Leaving enough space certainly doesn't help either. Anyway, for the lead, going near the final lap of this race, the gap is only 3 tenths. This is gonna be epic on the final lap. 3 tenths, make that 2 tenths, make that only 1 tenth. In between the number 1 and number 2 in this race. Leonard trying to go around the outside. He's gonna wait. Gonna be smart and wait for the DRS. Not only on start finish straight, but also, more importantly, on Camel Straight. Has to get a good exit here, does he? He does. The gap is 4 tenths, deploying all the ERS he has. Torpy doesn't have any ERS left. Leonard does. The gap is only 4 tenths. He's gonna go for the move. Opens his DRS. There he goes. Blast passing on the main straight, and Leonard takes the lead on the final lap of this race. Now all he has to do is stay ahead to win this race. Torpy is not quick in the corners. His tires have dropped off. He probably won't be able to re-overtake the Red Bull. Else getting another penalty that he won't get ahead of Blip then. Gap has grown to 1.3 seconds. Torpy's tires have fallen off the cliff, these soft tires. Now on to the back straight, the final straight before the bus stop. It's been an absolute epic battle here at Spa for the first round of the season. But Leonard Verhoeven in the Red Bull is gonna come out on top. He's gonna come across the line to win the Belgian Grand Prix. He's gonna take the championship lead. Leonard and Red Bull win ahead of Torpy. Out for an amazing race. Brilliant battles. Swep Barnes takes the final podium spot with P3. Junio will go to P4 because of penalties of others. Gijs will take P5 ahead of McTimmy and Blip. Clutch Rails will take P8 and Richie does spins are in the final lap. It's not going to change anything. He will finish P9. Leonard wins for Red Bull. 4P and P2. What a race. What a battle. Ja, Leonard, gefeliciteerd. Prachtige overwinning. Leonard Wolf takes this win. And Torpy takes the fastest lap by 1,000th of a second. So only 25 points for Leonard. Only 25 points. Torpy takes the fastest lap. 5th on the grid. Barnes with a steady podium finish for Alfa Romeo. We've seen some amazing racing and battles on track here in Belgium. This was the first round of this season. Next week we'll be back in Australia for the second round of the season. Hopefully we will see you there. That's it for now. Bye bye.